Thank you for purchasing the miDoor device from MissionMachines. This is a quick video on the initial setup of the miDoor device. Initially, the miDoor device is unconfigured and adverts to a mode called ad hoc mode. This allows a direct connection from your PC to the miDoor device. On your PC, locate your Wi-Fi settings and search for your Wi-Fi networks. You will see, and it may take a minute or two, the miDoor device. Go ahead and select that miDoor device. This is telling your PC to establish a direct connection to the miDoor device. And it may take 1 or 2 minutes. In the meantime, open up a browser and enter in the IP address or the URL of 169.254.1.1. And you might have to retry as the direct connection is established. There we go. What you'll see is the initial configuration screen of the miDoor device. On the top is IP address information, and in the middle it's the Wi-Fi information. We recommend using a static IP address. A static IP address is established by disabling DHCP and entering in your IP address information. The IP address of the miDoor device that you want to assign to it, your subnet mask, your gateway, primary DNS, and secondary DNS. If you do not know your IP address information regarding your network, that's okay. Enable DHCP. Find your router in the list of routers, select that, and enter in your password or passkey, however you configured it. And then go ahead and hit the check settings button. The check setting button causes the miDoor device to establish a direct connection to the router and get an IP address from the router. In our particular case, this check went very quickly. It can take several minutes. Below is an outcome of the data. We see that the router wants to give the miDoor device the following IP address, 10.0.1.3. Because we want to use a static IP, what we'll do is we'll disable DHCP and then we'll enter in that information above, 10.0.1.1.99. In this case, we're changing the 3 to a 99. This is to prevent conflicts with any other devices that you may add to your network later. After we finish our configuration, the miDoor device will be referenced as 10.0.1.99. Enter in the subnet mask, the gateway, 10.0.1.1. We recommend the primary DNS being the same information as the gateway, and that the secondary IP DNS be 8.8.8.8. Once you enter in this information, your IP address, subnet mask, gateway, primary DNS, secondary DNS, and enable DHCP is off. Verify your settings. Go ahead and hit Save Config. This has stored this information into the miDoor device. As soon as we hit reboot, the miDoor device will reboot into normal mode. In normal mode, it will establish a connection to the router that you set up here, and it will be referenced as the IP address that you configured. Reboot. It will take a few minutes for the miDoor device to reboot. But in the meantime, configure your computer back to your normal network. Then to find the miDoor device, you'll enter in that static IP address that you configured. In our case, is 10.0.1.99. And we're going to wait a minute because the initial boot up of the miDoor device takes a few moments. Give it a shot now. There you have it. Your miDoor device is now configured and is always referenced as the static IP that you configured. In our case, 10.0.1.99. By default, there's a user called admin with a password called pass. Change the password And at this point, you could add users, create your email, what have you. It's that simple. Thank you.